I think I finished it. I sort of got a bit stuck in the subject, so I'll try to continue making a resume. I actually started out titling the vid The Nakedness of the Human Soul. The human soul being the Nephesh, the living soul, with the breath of the Ruach Ha'Kadosh given to it. Like I am a living being because I breathe. That makes me a living soul, which is the Nephesh. The reason why I called it the nakedness of the human soul is because it's called the naked flag. Well, I have no intention to do the naked bit physical, so I decided to give it a different twist, which you obviously noticed by now. Where does the sense of being naked come from in the first place? Well, actually, when the Adam was created, it was all fine. They didn't have at all a problem, apparently, with being naked. Now, why is it that after a while they apparently did? It actually says in 2:25, Genesis 2:25, that it says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Yet something changed after the fall, after they both ate from the fruit, and then they did become aware of their nakedness. Because it says further in Genesis 3, verse 7, then after they ate the fruit, both of them, then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves covering. Then after the Creator enters the garden at in the cool of the day, the Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Almighty Jah among the trees of the garden. Then the Almighty Jah called out to the Adam and said, "Where are you?" So the Adam, or the man, responded, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid the fall after they both ate from the fruit, and then they did become aware of their nakedness." Because it says further in Genesis 3, verse 7, then after they ate the fruit, both of them, then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves covering. Then after the Creator enters the garden at in the cool of the day, the Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Almighty Jah among the trees of the garden. Then the Almighty Jah called out to the Adam and said, "Where are you?" So the Adam, or the man, responded, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." He said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" Then, very typical, the Ish said, "The Isha whom you gave to me to be with me, she gave me of the tree and I ate." And then the Almighty Jah said to the woman, or the Isha, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So, though they both ate from the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, once they were confronted with the action by the Almighty Creator, they both decided to shove it off to the next person. For the male, it was like the woman, or the Isha you gave me, was the one who gave me the fruit. So in effect, he was blaming the woman and at the same time accusing Jah, for he was responsible of giving him the woman. Then in turn, when the woman is asked, the Isha, she says, the serpent offered me the fruit. I believed him and I ate. Now, in reference to nakedness and in reference to blaming another person, it seems to fit, it seems to each other perfectly. It's a match. When apparently the Adam felt naked, they also felt compelled to blame one another, and the Almighty as well. In the book of the Gospel of John, it makes a reference to the days of creation and how people were created and what they were originally like as people. Because it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Jah, and the Word was Jah. He was in the beginning with Jah. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of man. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. Somehow I get the impression that nakedness has to do with this light, because when sin entered the world through eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, darkness came over it, and the light somehow disappeared, gradually, directly, and their connection, the direct connection, which is in effect the direct communication with the Creator, got severed, because it also says in Scripture that it is not Jah who hides his face or his countenance from the people willingly, but it is sin that brought separation between the Almighty Creator and every single soul of the human race. So, in effect, something happened to the minds of the Adam, the woman, and the man. And since we are the children of the woman and the man, something has happened to our minds as well. Something got closed, for there was talk of separation, and there still is talk of separation.